finding something in your everyday, in your new process, in your new life to celebrate, right? Friends, community. Community is going to be so, word to Bria, community is going to be so important moving forward. I know the world has us thinking that we got to be independent and, we got to stand on our own, like, to a certain degree. But to me, it's more about interdependence than independence. And I feel like the more that we lean into the community aspect while we're healing through these things, while we are on this new path in this new life, hell, for some of y'all, this could be telling you in this new path, in this new life that you're going down, ask spirit for community.
One for the money, yes sir, two for the show. A couple of years ago, on the head and the low. What's the starter? Something good. Where me and my nigga broke the martyr through the hood, just trying.
Hey, Bukiana, it's been a minute. It's been longer than a minute. Let me cut the crap, okay? Let me cut the cap. It's been longer than a minute, but we back, and it feels really good to be sitting in front of this camera again. We are here to do the September Creative Divination, and I say this every single month. I cannot believe we are creeping up on September. We gonna blink. It's gonna be 2025. Child, where's this year going? But that's what we're here to do today. I'm real excited because I did a mini divination for September someday this past week on TikTok. And the odds are looking really good. It's looking better than these last couple of raggedy, ratchet, trifling months that we've been going through have looked. And we are coming out of Mercury retrograde. Right now we're in the shadow period as I'm filming this on Thursday, August 29th. And so I'm ready for some fresh energy, okay? I'm ready for some, I don't know. And I can't even say peace because, hell, we about to move into eclipse season. So, child, we gonna get into this reading. We're going to get an overlying energy card. I have not pulled nothing yet because I've been wanting to pull on camera lately. So, Spirit, can you... Okay. That sounds about right. All right. The overlying energy that we have is a new life. And it says, you cleared karma and now your soul is leading you to new experiences. All of the steps may not seem clear yet. Continue moving forward and the path will begin to reveal itself. Y'all, sometimes I be forgetting that I'm a part of the collective when I'm doing this because I always make the intention as I'm pulling or shuffling and getting ready to come on here and do a divination that it's for the collective and not just for me and my situation and my life and what I got going on, but I am a part of the collective. And when I say that this card sums up what these past couple of months, especially August, okay, because we've been in the throes of Mercury retrograde all of August, okay, and if you came out of this Mercury retrograde the same person that you have been, I have questions and I'm concerned because I don't know what it was about this one in particular, but she had hands and feet, okay? Like she came to play no games, and there were just certain things in all of our lives that were uprooted. There was a lot of upheaval. There was a lot of change. There was a lot of karmic patterns closing out. Like, bottom of the deck, we have find the lesson. And it says something has happened. It has stopped you in your tracks. In reality, it was simply teaching you where you needed to grow. There is no such thing as failure, so pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going. Y'all, like I was saying a second ago, there was a lot of things for a lot of people, and I'm not saying everybody because I do know that there were some people who skirted through Mercury retrograde, right? They were like, nah, like Mercury, we here, we was cool. And then there's the other half of us that was like, could you please unhand me? Like, could you let me go? There was somebody on my Twitter was like, so how did Mercury retrograde feel? And I literally quoted it the tweet with that meme of Lilo beating that little girl up. That's how it felt to me. It felt like I was getting hands thrown at me at every which way. But I can be honest in the fact of saying that a lot of the things that came to a head, came to conclusion, and or ended during Mercury retrograde for me were things that needed to go. Things that needed to go in order for me to find the lesson, move on, and go on this new path. So let's see what the tarot has to say in regards to September. I know that's right. I know that's right. I hope, yeah, I hope that the rest of this year, the end of this year, and I know we're about to head into eclipse season, so I know that that's kind of like, I don't know. But I hope the end of this year, the rest of this year is a little bit lighter than the rest, like the first half of this year. Because, child, I can't do another couple of months of that. Like, I personally can't. And that's why I feel like it's very important or it's very important, excuse me, to say it's important to find the lesson in the things that ended, in the things that came into completion, in the things that got up out your life, because that in and of itself is a lesson. That in and of itself is telling you what areas to look at, is telling you things that you may need to work on, and it's going to help you usher in this new life. And this isn't something that is just going to happen overnight, you feel me? This isn't something that's just going to like, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to have this new life. I mean, it may happen like that for some people, but there's work that needs to be done, right? So let's get into it. Our first card out, we have, and just FYI, baby, I had to pull out the traditional OG right away, okay? This deck is my first deck. This is the deck that I taught myself how to read tarot on. So, if that doesn't tell you where I'm at with it, okay, we had to pull out the OG. But our first card is the Page of Cups, okay? We know that pages in tarot are the young energy, right? Some people call them childish, right? But when I think of the Page of Cups, I think about being in, what is it? What's that word? God, it starts with the K. Kismet. That's what it is. It's like kismet. It's like, okay, I've been through the things, I've learned the lessons, I'm starting to integrate them so I can not fall, so I can step, okay, into this new life. And one of the ways that we can do that is being our creative selves, right? Looking for the synchronicity, looking for the kismet moments in our, not even just like our day to day, but like in every area of our life. You feel me? And I feel like we will be better able to do that with the Justice card here. Child, why we up there? With the Justice card here, right? I also think that Venus just moved into Libra. I don't know why I felt like the need to say that, because again, I'm not an astrologer and I'm still decoding what that means for me, so you might want to look into that. But I just thought of Libra and the Libra scales when I saw the Justice card. So for some of you, let me not say for some of you, for all of us, I feel like because there were cycles that closed, because there are things that ended, because we're walking into this new life, this new kismet, this new synchronistic moment in our lives, I feel like it's important to talk about the balance, right? Because for some people, this Justice card represents all of the blessings that are about to come into your life, right? The scales being even, karma playing out, balance, duality, all of those beautiful things, right? For other people, depending on what you've been doing, that might be kind of a negative thing, right? Because we do have the Devil card here. We're going to get to that in a minute. But depending on how you have been spending your time, have you been doing the work? Have you, or did you, rather, take into account a couple of months back when I was saying that this summer that there were so many people that want to pop out and be in the streets and this, that, and the third, when you needed to be in hermit mode going inward. I kept saying that for a reason. It kept coming out in divination for a reason. Why? Because we are now at this pivotal point where the things that you do are going to be called to the carpet. We are heading into eclipse season. You will be called to the carpet for the ways in which you have or have not been doing the work, right? And I feel like for a lot of us who have been doing the work, the message here with this double card, okay, is that it's time to untether yourself from those things, right? From the chains that we feel bound by when it comes to our past. Because sometimes, oh, that's a word, okay. Sometimes, okay, I feel like we get a chance to have a new life. We get a chance to do things differently. We get a chance to see these cycles close. And y'all hear me talk about this all the time. But because we are so tethered to what has been comfortable to us, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's hard for us to see the benefit of letting that go, right? When you've become so comfortable being away, doing a thing, thinking a certain way, behaving in a certain way, when you are asked to pivot and do something different, when there's something better, right? Even though you consciously or subconsciously know, hey, this thing is probably better for me, it is scary, it's terrifying, and a lot of people revert back to what is comfortable. No matter how toxic it is, no matter how bad it is for you, no matter how it's keeping you in the same cycles and positions, we go back to what is comfortable. I said this on my live on TikTok the other day, and I think I've said it on here a couple of times. People, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, this is how I view things. People, a lot of people aren't necessarily afraid of change, right? It's not that you're necessarily afraid of this new life. It's more so that you don't have control over it. You may think you have control over it. We may tell ourselves that we have control over it, but honestly, the only thing that we really have control over is how we react to things, right? We don't really always have control over how things play out. And I feel like for the people like myself who are scared of change, it's because you don't know what this change is going to look like, right? Like, there are several things in my life over the course of the last couple of months where I knew I needed to change, but I also knew that that was going to come with a level of uncomfortability that I did not think I was ready for. And what ended up happening, it got snatched away from me anyway. Where I could have did it on my own, the spirit came in and was like, oh, you don't want to do it? Okay, let me get that real quick. And so I'm having to do what feels like 10 times more work, healing through this, feeling all the things that I need to feel, when I could have just did what I needed to do in the beginning, and I probably could be eons up the street. You feel me? I could be further along on my healing process of the situations and the things that have been taken from me. So I'm saying all that to say, like, the scales are balancing. Whatever direction they are swinging for you is up to you. But I feel like September is asking you to, at the very least, and not, do I want to say that? Because honestly, this is just me being real with y'all. I really feel like we're really past the point of things that needs to be acknowledged. Like, if you haven't, with all of the planetary stuff that's been going on lately, if you haven't at the very least acknowledged what needs to change yet, you're blatantly, like, willingly ignoring it. And that's just how I feel, because there's no way. Like, Mercury retrograde alone, there was no way that you could just ignore stuff like that. You feel me? So, the next card that we have is the Three of Cups. Moving from a time of sadness, from a time of negativity, even, because let's face it, okay, there's not much to celebrate right now. The world is in shambles, okay? But this is finding something in your everyday, in your new process, in your new life to celebrate, right? Friends, community. Community is going to be so, word to Bria, community is going to be so important moving forward. I know the world has us thinking that we gotta be independent, and we gotta stand on our own, like, to a certain degree. But to me, it's more about interdependence than independence. And I feel like the more that we lean into the community aspect while we're healing through these things, while we are on this new path in this new life, hell, for some of y'all, this could be telling you in this new path, in this new life that you're going down, ask spirit for community. Open your mouth and ask for what you need. When I tell you, that has been one of my biggest prayers lately, and when I say that spirit has been delivering on another level, and this does not feel like it has felt in the past, right? It doesn't feel like people attaching themselves to me for what they think I could do for them, or people just want to be around me for the sake of wanting to be around me. This feels like the people that are coming into my life right now, the people that I have started to get relatively close to, these are people, we're on the same page. If not forever, for now, right? And I'm being taught a lot of things. I'm sharing my processes in my life with other people. And we just here doing a lot of creative stuff, creative endeavors, linking up with, like, it's been dope. So open your mouth and ask for what it is that you want in this season, right? Like, and that isn't even just in regard to community and friends or what have you. Whatever you want in this new life, you need to be loud about it. And I don't mean be loud and tell everybody, because I'm actually going to say, like, do the opposite of that. But when it comes to you and spirit, when it comes to you and your ancestors, when it comes to you and you, okay, make your needs known. What is it, like, how do you want the rest of your life to look? I'm not going to say the rest. How do you want this season in your life to look like? What type of people do you want around you? What do you want to be involved in? What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want? We have the Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. I don't know why that Busta Rhymes song. God, baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you. I know what you want. You know I got it. I don't know why that just popped in my head when I saw that. But I feel like the High Priestess to me represents a lot of things. Wisdom being one of those things. And I feel like, because if you're the person who took the cue that I was giving this past, well, it's still summer, this past June and July, about being in hermit mode, about going up to the mountain and taking your knowledge with you and allowing that knowledge to turn into wisdom, and coming back down the mountain with that wisdom to be able to structure your new life. If you did that, this Nine of Cups is up, babe. This Nine of Cups, I can't. This is why I start shuffling on camera. Ace of Cups, right? And it's not removed to me that outside of the major arcana that is on this table right now, we have all cups cards. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. Cause let's count back. We have 3 major arcana cards out here, and the rest of the cards are cups. So this is about how we're feeling emotionally, our emotional fulfillment. What are the things that make you feel like this? Imagine me being free, loving you totally. I don't even know why I'm trying to sing congested as I am, child. But imagine, because we know aces are the potential of a thing, the initiation of a thing, the possibility of a thing. So open your mouth. What does this look like for you? What would make you feel like your cup is overflowing? Right? And I know, and I said this a couple of weeks back, I know I know that a lot of people are like, let your cup overflow, and let, the people who you want to catch your overflow get the overflow, but fill your own cup. Baby, look, I don't have it. I don't have the overflow. Why do I say that? Because I have a bowl under my cup that is catching my overflow. I need all of my overflow for me. Okay? So if you are in that time in your life where it's a you season and you need to focus on you, and maybe that's what this retrograde was about for some of you that are watching this, right? It was taking away the distractions. It was taking away the things that were draining you. It was taking away things that maybe have been fruitful at one point in time but are no longer that. Okay? So, what would it look like if you could pour all of that back into you, right? What would that look like? What would total emotional satisfaction look like to you? What would balance look like to you? What would luxury look like to you? Okay? Nine of Pentacles. What that bag look like? Right? What does the finer things in life look like to you? Because they don't look the same to everybody else, right? Spirit, can you give me 3 more cards, please? Because there's always a but, of course. Oh, Jesus. Give me 1 more, please, Spirit. Okay. I can't make shit up. I can't make it up. I couldn't. I couldn't. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. Just wait until y'all see this. I can't make this up. And I'm taking every bit of it. I'm taking every bit of it. Actually, I'm gonna leave these 2 back. Child, okay, so I'm gonna put this stack right here. We have the 5 of Wands with the 5 of Cups. Okay. Change. We know 5s are, yeah. Especially a tarot. Real ghetto. But there could have been some conflict and or some tension around some things that you had to walk away from, right? But I feel like those things were taken or needed to be ushered out, because you need to be in this Queen of Swords energy, right? You need to be, what do you want, right? Without the distractions, without the conflict and the tension, without having to constantly be losing, right? I'm not even gonna put y'all in my business like that. Some of y'all already know, but there was a situation that I had to walk away from, and it wasn't until I walked away from this situation that I realized that the situation was blocking my blessings. The situation was draining me from being able to do what I need to do to get my blessings, like a literal blessing blocker. Do you hear me? Right? So once I went through, because I'm still going through healing from the loss and all the emotions that come with changes, it's making me a very perceptive, quick thinker. It's making me stand on business, so to speak. Why is that important? The Hermit. Did we not just talk about the... Okay, I'm going to just sit that there, because we already talked about that. How do I want to go about this? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Then we have the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, I'm going to say this for some of y'all because it's half and half. If you have not made a decision about carrying loads that don't belong to you, about putting down things that no longer belong to you, if you haven't made the decision that you know that you need to make, it's going to be made for you, okay, in the month of September. So if I were you, I would do my due diligence to let go or to be dragged, okay? That's half of you. The other half of you, I feel like you made the decision, right, to put the burden down. And I feel like you doing that has caused you and allowed you to not only be in this Queen of Swords energy, this quick perceptive thinker, it's also allowed you to restore emotional balance, right? It's also, I need to say, okay, because we have another card about balance, the 2 of Pentacles. Equilibrium, restoring balance, right? But I don't want you to get into this Five of Pentacles um, energy, right? Feeling as though you're lost or you're locked out of something because, baby, you have choices. The world is your oyster. You have choices. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. You can be here. Okay? You can be here, Four of Wands. You can be here, Ace of Pentacles. You have choices. You literally have the space, the time, and hopefully you're gaining some of your energy back to be able to see the choices that you have, right? Because the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is she knows that she already has it. It's not a matter of if I get it or when I get it. The Queen of Pentacles honestly is one of my favorite cards in the deck because she is like, I don't care what it look like, what it feels like. I know I'm going to remain. I'm gonna walk in the energy of what I want. If I want this Ace of Pentacles, damn it, I'm gonna walk like I got this Ace of Pentacles. If I want this Nine of Pentacles, I'm gonna walk like I got this Nine of Pentacles. It's not one of those things where it's like if and when. No, I'm going to embody it right now. Queen shit. I'm going to embody what I want right now, right? Because these cycles have closed. They are over. They are done with. Don't be a head ass and go back to things that you've been pulled out of. Because if, especially if it happened during this retrograde, you were pulled out of it for a reason. Okay? Why? Because you've been patient. Again, the card just talks about balance. You've been patient, right? You may have felt isolated. It was to restore balance. Why? Because, baby, we got the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Swift victory. Swift. Keyword being swift. Now that you have the space for things to move, things can move. Okay? We're going to get an oracle card. I am so happy that I'm not even editing this. I'm so happy that this reading turned out like this. That this divination was exactly what I hoped that it would be. See what happens when you put the shit down? When you put them sticks down that ain't got nothing to do with you? Okay? See what happens? I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle. Y'all know this is my girl. And we are going to get a advice card. Bottom of the deck. Chaos and conflict. Child. Spirit, what advice do you have for the collective for September 2024? What is the advice? What do we need to take heed to? What is the advice, Spirit? Please be clear. All right. Spirit, what is it? This is why I shuffle on camera. The card that we have is New Life. I Y'all saw me shuffle, and that's what fell out. Okay, let's read number 39. Not me turning right to the page. That's wild. Which one do I want to read though? I'm gonna read both. Let's read the oracle message and let's read the prosperity message. Okay, the oracle's message says, as you meditate on the card, okay. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around it in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song. Turns page. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon on all of us. This is one of those times in your life where new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Did I not just say that? Did I not just say that? Okay. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. The prosperity message says, you have every reason to be optimistic right now as things seem to magically fall in place. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you, delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It is as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with the kind of electricity that cackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. I cannot make it up. Y'all, if you don't go forth and be great this September, F it. F this September. From henceforth, okay? If you don't, let me tell you something. If you do not step into this new life, everything that you have went through, everything that you have suffered through, everything that you have prayed through and cried through will have been in vain. Don't go back to that out of comfortability. Don't go back to it because you're scared of what the future may look like. Because the thing of the matter is, you sit here worried about everything that could go wrong, but what if everything goes right? What if it's different? What if you are now able to access and use different tools in your toolbox now? New tools that you have. Go forth and be great. Don't make me come through the screen. I love you guys. If you want to book a divination with me, you can click the link below in the description box. I would love to sit with you. Thank you so much for chilling with me today. As always, be great, get bread, stay all the way live, and with everything be intentional. Have the September that you conjure. Peace.
Bite me around this bitch. Your mama and your cousin too. Rolling down the strip on gold. Coming up, slamming Cadillac door.